that's when it's going to really get exciting. And they're going to, Vintage Guitar Magazine's going to be there. They're going to be snapping pictures and doing interviews. And there's going to be special guest appearances. And Nirvana Guitar Systems are going to be setting up guitars and giving away their intonated nut. It's kind of like the Buzz Beat tuning system. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but they have got a special nut that they're going to be giving away to everybody for their guitars. And the music press is also going to be there. And then at 9 o'clock, it's going to be a 1984 Kramer Guitar giveaway. That'll be the 1984 Beretta reissue. And hopefully Mike Mojave's going to make it. I think Gibson's flying him in, and he's going to give that away because he was the one that actually designed that.
Are you going to have any music industry trade magazines? Have you invited any, or would you like me to help you out with that?
I would love that. I would love that. If you could get a hold of those, maybe.
Yeah, I've got a couple of very strong contacts. I think you would certainly be missing out on a great opportunity if you didn't get at least one of those magazines to come in and do a write-up and take a couple of shots.
With your connections, that would be so great. I would really appreciate that.
I'll do my best to get something like that.
And at 9:30, there's going to be a band play, and it's called That 80s Hair Band. And they're from Detroit, I think they're from New York, that's right. And they're a very big band. From what I hear, they're opening up for a group called Dockin this summer, and it's going to be really exciting. And then after they get done, it's going to be general jam session, and it's just going to be a time just getting together and playing music and having a good time.
Hey, you know, some of us 60s guys still know about Kramer's guitars.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Well, Brian, listen, I appreciate you giving us a call and telling us about the convention. I'm real excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a really good time. And thanks for all the work that you're doing. And thanks for calling in with your questions for Peter here. And
well, I enjoyed it. I sure appreciate you guys. I tell you, there's just no words for what you guys are doing. And stay in touch.
Well, we definitely will, buddy.
Okay, you guys keep rocking.
Oh, and you know what we say, Brian? Keep cruising, baby.
All right.
All right, man. We'll see you.
Okay, later.
Well, Jeremy, I tell you what, buddy, it's been a great show tonight, and I know we've ran over a little bit on our time, and you know.
Yeah, we still got a couple minutes to go.
But it's been fun the whole time, and I tell you what, I've learned a lot tonight, and that's why I like doing these shows, because you know, you experience a lot of different things, and you get to meet some interesting people. And I tell you what, Peter, we had a couple of really great calls. I'm sure you're just probably blown away by the enthusiasm that's out there for what you started.
You know, if I had to think back, what is it, 30 years ago or whatever it was when we were doing this stuff, and trying to come up with 25 years ago, I guess. It's amazing to think that I'm kind of a hero now, and as a result of what I did then, it was just a hell of a lot of hard work and a lot of frustration. But I'm glad it's turning out the way it is.
Well, now let's fill in some of the gaps that a lot of people don't know. I mean, after you left Kramer, obviously you were talking about the other company you went to, but you started a company here in Chicagoland area called LA Sax, right?
Right. I can speak about this one with a great deal of certainty. The years that I spent with Gibson and with Kramer were always extremely exciting, because guitar players are exciting people, and because guitar players and bass players tend to be the front line of the band. These are the guys that have the colorful outfits on. These are the guys that do the singing. These are the guys that jump around, and the horn players are always in the back. The horn players, the saxophones,
baby.
yeah, the saxophones, the trombones, and trumpets are always in the back, and these guys always had a dour expression on their face. And when the gig was over, all the chicks ran up. I mean, all the groupies ran up, and they started grabbing the guitar guys, and the horn guys just turned around, packed up their horns, and left. So that's when I launched the Kramer, the Kramer. That's when I launched the LA Sax Company, because I figured, you know, I want to get all the horn players in such an exciting kind of a role in a position so that they could get laid as much as the guitar guys were.
Equal value for the horn player.
There you go. So Great horns, but the concept there had to do with the fact that I wanted the horn guys to be in the spotlight and certainly be in competition with the guitar guys. So
Well-
actually what I did was that I brought all of my guitar bravado and experience into the horn business, which that was really the first. Color finishing horns.
You had a, didn't you make a saxophone for President
Bill Clinton, right?
Bill Clinton, right?
Yeah. Bill
And
Clinton.
isn't that right now in the Smithsonian
No,
Institute or one like it or something like that?
Yeah, that's at a Shrine to Music Museum at the University of South Dakota in Vermillion, South Dakota, and it's standard. It's in a lucite case, and it's got all that information on it. It's a permanent point of interest, and it's advertised and promoted by them on a regular basis. That'll be there forever. It'll be there forever.
Well, you know what, I can say with all certainty that VintageKramer.com, with what those people are doing out there and the excitement that they're churning in everything that's going on with Kramer is going to far exceed, you know, when we're gone, Kramer's is still going to be around, because it's, I can say from being into car collecting for the years that I have, I know that when you get excitement like that, you get the enthusiasm, and the people get together and they start the clubs and they start the meetings and they're on forums and they're doing this and they're doing that, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's like when I started in 1978 with the kind of cars that I'm selling today.
Right.
A lot of people didn't want them because they couldn't get parts, or you couldn't buy gas for them, or it just wasn't any fun. But I stayed there, I steered a course, and now 25 years later, that's how I make a living, and I have for 25 years. But they're more popular today than they ever were, and I think we're on the front end of this thing starting to take off. And I mean, you know, I appreciate the fact that we've been able to get together, and I could have the opportunity to be able to get this collection from you, because I know that it's something that we can bring here, and it brings a lot of prestige to the collection that we already have, because we have a small but a very rare collection of rock and roll memorabilia here, and I'm very proud to have the Kramer collection from you here, so that we're going to be able to put on display later on this year, Peter.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you very, very, very much. It's my pleasure to be a part of all of this.
Well, I can't wait till we kick it off, man. It's going to be a good thing.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
Well, I tell you what, guys, we've had a great time tonight, and I want to say thanks to Mike Wolverton from VintageKramer.com. Thank you, Mike, for calling in. I want to say thanks to Brian Ballard for his phone call, and he's involved with VintageKramer.com, and he's also one of the head people that's working with the Kramer convention that's going to be taking place in July in Nashville. July 19th in Nashville. That's one of my favorite towns, by the way. And I want to say thanks to Mr. Jimy Sohns for coming down and being on our show again tonight.
problem.
It's always a
Yeah,
pleasure,
Jimmy,
Jimmy.
thanks.
No problem.
Peter, I want to say thank you very much for everything
My
that
pleasure.
we're doing.
My pleasure.
Thank you much for coming down here. Tell Gary he better get out of that boat and get back into a car and come down and see me again.
Business is slow. Gary, come back.
Yes. And Jeremy, I want to say thanks for, you know, getting in the car, getting all the way from Ohio this morning and getting back here to do the show tonight. I want to say thanks to Albert. Hey, Albert, he's doing a great job out there off-site. We have to have him at all.
Thank you,
makes
Albert.
this
Nice
all
to
go.
hear you on the show for once.
And I want to say thanks to Angie. We got to get her on the show sometime. She's always she doesn't want to say anything. She's a little bit, you know, I don't want to do that.
She hates that microphone.
But I want to say thanks to her also. And I want to say thanks to everybody that attends this show week after week and comes into the archives. And I thank you very much for the email. We've gotten some great email recently, and we appreciate that. And it makes our job here all that much better, and we feel so much better about doing it. It's a whole lot of fun, and I tell you, if it wasn't for you guys, I couldn't do this week after week like we do, because I work most of the time, about 7 days a week, and this is a high point in my week when we do these live broadcasts. And again, folks, thank you very much for coming to ClassicMuscleCars.com and attending our Monday Night Muscle Car Mania. And Jeremy and I, and Jimmy's going to join us, and maybe Pete's going to join us. You know, we have one thing that we always end up the show and tell everybody to do, and that is to keep cruising.
And rocking.
So we'll see you next week, folks.
And we're going to close now with the person that plays the Kramer guitar, Mr. Eddie Van Halen, with Panama.
Yeah.
Oh, good.